Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another segment of Burn Coverage. I'm your host, Curtis.
Joel, what are you doing?
Just trying to mix it up a little
You
bit.
did. For me for a loop.
This is your Week 9 running back segments for Burn Coverage, and we're here to break down all the best plays on all the weekly sites that are going to win you the most money
See,
ever!
that's not funny. The first one was funny.
Sorry. Oh, why don't you just go?
Hi, I'm Joel.
I'm Curtis.
And what are we doing? We're doing running backs. We're doing running backs or wide receivers?
Yeah, whatever. Running backs.
What would you say?
Running backs.
All right, running backs.
Yeah, you wanna start?
Yeah, I'll start off. We're really going off the rails here. So I'm going to start off with the most expensive running back on one of the sites, at least. Devonta Freeman. Devonta Freeman, Atlanta Falcons going against the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners have given up the fourth most fantasy points to running backs this year. He's coming off 21 rushes for 88 yards while catching 6 of 8 targets for 43 yards. It's his first game under 100 yards rushing in the last month. He's the second most expensive running back on FanDuel, the most expensive on DraftKings. San Francisco is a franchise in disarray. Atlanta's going to be up big. I actually think Tavon Coleman might be playing a bit more here. But for the price, you're paying top dollar, $8,900 on FanDuel, $8,000 on DraftKings. I just think that we've spoken about it in a previous segment that Atlanta has stumbled a little bit in the last few games. They've pulled a couple out, but I think this is a game where they try to get back on track where they were the first month of the season, where everyone was talking about them as Super Bowl contenders, and I think this is the perfect game to do it. All aspects of the offense, Freeman, Julio, Devontae. I just think everyone has big games, and I don't think anyone gets pulled. I just think that they try to get all of their big players into the lineup so they can get that confidence back up.
Yeah, his usage rate is really what's appealing about him. He is a high price. They are playing a terrible defense, so that's good. But considering the fact that he gets so many catches out of the backfield, especially in like a DraftKings PPR situation, and he's been such a quality runner, red zone threat. I know he has at least 10 touchdowns. I don't know if he scored last week against the Bucs.
He did not.
I don't think so. But still 10 touchdowns for the year.
And you're right. He is leading all running backs in catches, in receptions, and receiving yards out of the backfield.
So so a really good play. I don't really have an issue. It is a lot. It's a lot, and now that the running backs are kind of just falling like trees in the over deforested rainforests. I don't know. Running backs are dying quickly.
And we're in the bye week blues. So there's 6 teams on byes. So there are 6 starting running backs that are not playing this week. So the 3 down back, there's even less than there usually are.
I mean, you have Peterson, but he's not a 3 down back. He's a 2 down back, and he's playing a really tough Rams defense.
And you've got Todd Gurley.
Yeah, and Gurley, though he's been awesome, is playing a pretty good Minnesota defense, more against the pass than the run.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody else is just kind of like, I don't know.
So why not pay the money for a proven commodity at this point?
Yeah, especially if you're not like just stacking a bunch of high-end wide receivers, this might be the way to go with your money.
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to talk about someone near and dear to my heart, and that's Doug Martin. Formerly the Muscle Hamster, now the Duggernaut, and currently 4th in rushing in the NFL. Last week he had his worst game where he had 23 carries for 88 yards, but he's getting tough yards against an improved Atlanta Falcons defense, and guess what? They run the game. New York Giants, his opponent this week, 24th against the run, and that's not good. And as we've seen, as Winston is still progressing, he's been excellent in the past few weeks. 70% completion percentage.
Very loosely excellent.
And no turnovers in the last few weeks. We're still the Bucks have decided to dial back Winston's huge arm and keep things closer to the vest, which has worked in the Bucks' favor, and that includes a lot of Doug Martin. Sims is there too, but he's still just spelling. Doug Martin had, as I said, 23 carries last week, but 20 carries in 4 of his last 6 games. His last 2 home games, which were against Jacksonville and Carolina, a very good defense, he had a total of 229 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. Once again, this is at home this week. He's averaging 3 to 5 catches a week, so we can put that on there too. So Doug Martin, only 5,700 in DraftKings. As we said, a lot of the higher priced guys are out this week. 7,100 in FanDuel. One of the few top 5 running backs that are playing this week, so I think he's a good play against a bad defense.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just Bucks.
Yeah.
If he was on any other team,
it's an uninspired, it's an uninteresting pick. It'll do okay. He's not going to win you any money, but he won't lose your week for you. He's
uninspired.
Uninspired.
He's had 2 games where he's been over 120 yards. He's 4th in the league in rushing.
Uninspired.
And he's 5,700. I mean, how do you even pass up that?
Uninspired.
It's almost the whole Gurley thing, who he's also above in rushing. It's like this guy's performing week in and week out, and we're not going to play him against a bad defense. That's uninspired.
Yeah, because granted he does catch some balls out of the backfield, but how competitive is this game going to be?
Who was your uninspired pick of the week? Oh yeah, the guy who leads the league in rushing, touchdowns, receptions. Yeah, way to dig deep there, Joel. Come on, uninspired my ass.
Keep mocking. Sometimes you have to make the popular pick because it's the pick that's gonna win you money.
God, your next pick better be so good, Joel. I don't even want to hear it.
I have 2 cards. A or B. I'll let you choose. A or B. All right, we'll go B. I'm going to go Mark Ingram, New Orleans Saints, going against the Tennessee Titans. That is an inspired pick right there, because I've never recommended Mark Ingram in my life. So last week he went 16 rushes for 80 yards, adding 4 catches for 39 yards. There's a theme here on bird coverage, how we like our running backs. So Tennessee has proven to be a very capable defense, having allowed the 2nd fewest fantasy points to running backs this season. But the selling point for me, Kyrie Robinson had a brutal injury last week. He is now gone. He has actually been the goal line vulture for Mark Ingram, which has kind of been the reason for Mark Ingram's been very consistent, but he just hasn't gotten the touchdowns because Kyrie has been there. When they're in the 5-yard line, it's been the Kyrie show. So he's been averaging 15 carries a game as well as 5 targets a game. And when you subtract Kyrie, I really think that this is going to be the week where there's no competition for those goal line carries. Tennessee has allowed 100 yards rushing in 2 out of their last 3 games. So the defense is trending towards bending a little bit, trending backwards. So last week, 16 for 80, and this was in the over-under 104-point game, 105-point game, where the running game was an absolute afterthought. And if you can produce that when there is no running game, it was all passing. I really like Mark Ingram's play this week. Prices $7,700 on the duel, $6,500 on DraftKings.
Yeah, it's not a bad play. However, we did just watch a game where the offense scored 50 points and Mark Ingram scored 0 of them.
He scored points, he just didn't score a touchdown.
Well, I'm saying that he didn't score actual points for the New Orleans Saints.
No.
So that's a little disconcerting, especially against a bad defense such as the Giants.
No, but the Giants have are better against the run than they are against the pass. So that was game flow.
I think the best bet here is in a game flow bet, which I think is what you're going for here is. First of all, Tennessee is actually supposedly decent against the pass. I don't know how much that matters against Drew Brees right now, the way he's playing. But the Saints will be up and they'll run the ball a lot. And with Kyrie out, and then C.J. Spiller is not really a pound the ball sort of running back. Ingram's going to get
not at all. Yeah, C.J.
20
Spiller,
carries easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Is the idea?
Yeah, because Kyrie's been getting 68 touches a game, so you figure that those at least 3/4 of those are going to go to Ingram, which would put him over the 20 carry mark, which is a really good benchmark for a running back.
Yeah, and they're in the market for another running back. I think They might even sign somebody. I was looking that they passed up Cadet and
Well, they passed up Pierre Thomas.
Richardson. Yeah, it was just surprising because I thought Pierre Thomas was really
Yeah, but
good.
I mean, they've got C.J. Spiller. That was Pierre Thomas's role. So,
I guess.
I don't know. I still, it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Monty Ball is unemployed. I don't understand how.
Mm-hmm.
Monty Ball is the best unemployed running back, not in the league.
It's not saying much. It's still Monty Ball, but yeah. So yeah, Ingram, fine, whatever.
Where's my other $15?
Ingram. As soon as I win this week, I'll have it. Don't worry. So of course, as you've heard in fantasy football, a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon again and picking Le'Veon Bell's backup running back. And so will I, but not the one that you're thinking, America. I'm picking Jeremy Langford. Like, wait a second, that's not Le'Veon Bell's backup. Well, it was at Michigan State. I did my research. I looked on the Wikipedia page. Jeremy Langford is 4,000 in DraftKings and 6,400 in FanDuel, and playing on Monday night against San Diego, who is terrible. How terrible? The worst against the run. And as we know, Cutler has been playing fairly well, at least for Cutler standards. Any week where he's not getting injured or throwing 3 touchdowns, we're like, wow, Cutler's looking pretty good. Happens every year. It's going to change. Just wait. But he is playing well right now, which actually helps his running game a little bit. A little bit about Langford, because I know he's not in our popular lexicon of running backs we're throwing around a lot. He's 6 foot, 208 pounds. That's a big guy. And last week, he had 12 carries for 46 yards. He was thrown into the lineup when Forte got injured, which is right around 4 yards a carry against a pretty good, decent defense. A little bit about what he did in college. His senior year, 1,500 yards and 22 touchdowns at Michigan State. And his last game in college, 162 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Cotton Bowl. So Langford was a guy that was recruited, obviously, heavily coming out. This is his rookie year, and he hasn't got a ton of opportunity. He did vulture a touchdown early in the year from Forte, but now is his chance, and it comes on Monday night in the spotlight against the worst defense in the league. And so nothing's better for one of your cheap plays on Monday night to really bring you home, and I think Langford's going to be that guy.
4th round pick out of Michigan State, and I think this is a good play this week. I think this be the only week that Langford is a viable play in either season long or daily or weekly. But yeah, hey, the backup at Michigan State. Because when I think Michigan State, I think running backs for football.
Tom Izzo recruited this guy, and it's really strong.
If he played small forward, I might think differently.
I just wanted to do the whole Le'Veon Bell backup thing. And speaking of, let's while we got it on tap here, D'Angelo Williams this week playing the Raiders, which are, as we've seen, are a good team against the run. However, D'Angelo Williams himself was pretty good. The first 2 weeks that he played.
He looked amazing.
And we do know that Ben likes to throw to his running back. So do you think for 5,500 D'Angelo could be a decent play this week?
Yeah, I like D'Angelo Williams a lot. I don't think he'll be able to sustain the pace that he set the first 2 games of the season, just because I don't think defenses were keying on him, because they thought he was the D'Angelo Williams of Carolina, not D'Angelo Williams of Pittsburgh. But no, I think that I think D'Angelo Williams will be good for the rest of the year. But I don't think that he won't be cracking 100 yards regularly. But no, this week is a very strong play. I like D'Angelo a lot, actually.
All right, are we done? Feels like we're done.
Does it?
Yeah.
I like LeGarrette Blount too.
Okay, good.
I always like LeGarrette Blount.
You do always like LeGarrette Blount.
Ever since his 3 touchdowns.
So there's that. I'll bet you 50 cents LeGarrette Blount. No. So this was our running back segment of Burnt Coverage. I'm your host, Curtis.
And I'm Joel.
And we hope to see you next time.
And we'll cover more Spartans football.
On the couch.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I tried to set you up. See, it's giving you along.
Threw me off.
Whatever.
It's a shot even Kobe could have made.